Cheer, brothers and sisters, answer our calling, whatever it is. Remember, we have many great divine gifts. There's no such thing as giving up. Stay tough. Salute. Cheer. Know what we've been sent to do. The great divine sent me to lift me and you. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm here to do. Cheer. To lift me and you. I don't want us to lose. Yeah, that's what I'm sent here to do.
Great divine.
Yeah, what I'm sent to do. Yeah, to lift me and you. Brothers and sisters, what I'm sent to do. Yeah, I don't want us to lose. Yeah, I'ma stay up on this mic and I get that insight. And I'm never looking down, too busy looking to the sky. You know I'ma make a see and a children, a man, mommy. I speak on these things, man, on every beat. And I never will be lost, and I never go off. I'm staying fierce and hard and never soft. And but I stay calm. I'm not like Vietnam, never blowing up. Yeah, I'm thankful for my mom and my dad to make my love last. I'm so thankful for what I got and what I've had.
Brothers and sisters, I am here at my son's school, volunteering. You can hear all the youth in the air. Just want y'all to hear the youthful sounds and also show that I'm volunteering. Salute to the faculty, children, teachers. They all work very hard. And the principal. Say what's up, Ethan.
What's up?
Say what's up.
Hi.
These are all the kids that I volunteer with. That was a couple of them. You want to say hi to them? Say hi.
What's up? Wait, is that a record?
No, it's just a recording. I got a YouTube page. So I record it and I let people hear me volunteering. So it's just recording, that's all.
Oh.
So I can let people hear me volunteering. So they don't think I'm lying. So they like to hear y'all in the background. They do it like this is because you can't take pictures. So I have to do it like this.
You said take pictures?
Can't videotape. So I have to record. Just want y'all to hear the blissful sounds of the youth. So Ethan, tell them what you learned today. Tell them what you worked on today.
I worked on cursing.
Cursing? Curses? Not cursing, but cursive, like writing?
Yeah, cursive.
Cursive, yeah. That's what you learned too? Cursive?
I learned cursive, math, and I learned reading.
Oh, cool. All right. So that's what all y'all learned today.
Then I learned some big problems and multiplication.
Oh,
like
cool.
11 times 12, that's 132.
Huh. Cool. All right. Yep, y'all going to recess after this. All right, folks. Just want y'all to hear the youthful sounds of the youth. The blissful sounds. All right. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, thank you. Thank those for joining in to another book session. And this will be episode 2 and the Contender. And I'll continue off of what I had started reading on the last episode. Remember I said I was going to do more of these. And that was my son and the youth at the school I volunteer at. So salute to those who volunteer and salute to the teacher, the faculty, the principal, everyone who's involved in these schools and helping with these children. Because when you're on the inside, you see it all. You know, you really see what goes down. But it's nice. You know, it's cool to interact with children and get to know them. You get to know their names and, you know, you build a connection with them, you know, young brother or young sister. So I just wanted those current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I just wanted those to hear one interacting with the youth, you know, doing one's part, you know, as the song say, as you heard in the intro, you know, we got to know our purpose and know what we're here to do. And it's not always something big, you know, But we start that righteous pebble in that river, in that pond. I always say, righteous ripple effect. We can start right where we are. Don't worry about resources or the destination. No, we be powerful in this place, in this space that we are in. And I'm telling you, when we connect to that integrity deep within our soul, man, that great divine, Mother Nature, and that universe will do the rest. We just got to stay with it. Keep chipping away at ourselves and our children, and just be the best of ourselves. Because when we got a right heart, the deep spiritual will come. Always got to put emphasis on that, because you have to iron out things within. Never harbor anything that's wrong for our mind, body, and soul. So again, welcome to another book session, and look for father and son discussions with my son, Lord Lamont, which will be here today. And we're gonna have another father and son discussion, but I want him to focus on his music, because he hasn't made any new music, and I'm gonna speak to him on that. So we're gonna have another father and son discussion today, but it'll be solely about his music, and I'm gonna try to get him to upload some today. So look for that, and more music from myself and L'Oreal Lyrical. May she rest in peace and in power. My cousin, you already see me bring her up. And anybody else in one family or your family, anyone listening, anyone that we held dear, that transition, may they rest in peace and in power. And I'll get to the book session, and I want to speak on volunteering. That's why I wanted to play the youthful, blissful sounds of the youth, in the background. Just wanted to, it can be smooth some days, it could be challenging some days, but when you start seeing righteous results, we stay at it. It's all worth it, and we do it to give in a positive way to humanity and or culture. And it's very fulfilling, and it's very rewarding, and again, when we having challenges in our lives, do something positive for somebody else, someone that appreciates it, and you just build that momentum in oneself. It just makes you feel good, to do right within, but in this human body, the best way we can. Never ever listen to the human flesh. As I say, folks, the human flesh is not SHIT. Human flesh will get you in trouble every time. And you want to know how or why? Just look onto the world and the media and or social media. Pay attention. Be a Neo, as I said a few days ago. We all know what a Neo is if you've seen the movie Matrix. You want to keep yourself, you want to stay on course and stay on this journey. Every now and then, refer to the movie The Matrix, and kind of learn from Keanu Reeves in real life, and learn how those who aren't caught up in this so-called Matrix, that's the ones we need to learn from. Those that know how to maneuver in and out of this toxic ass Matrix, that's the ones we need to learn from. It's a lot of Neos out there, but it doesn't come easy for some of us. As I heard a great brother say recently, takes a lot of work to get to know oneself. It's not a joke. But when we finally do, brother or sister, younger or older, family member, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Excuse me for fumbling. I'm getting a little excited. But yeah, it's a wonderful place and space to be in when we are finally intact with that divine spirit. I'm talking about that real divine spirit that guide us in a righteous direction. And I put emphasis on that righteous. I know I say that a lot, but it's important. It'll benefit us in the long run. As you hear me say on this channel 1,000 times, what we do righteous in the present will what? You heard me say that a lot. Fill in the blank. Keep on living, as my grandmother used to say, rest in peace and in power. We'll find out, if that great divine lead us in the right direction, if we stick to it. And I always like to bring up, there is no divine force or God spirit within without integrity, period. Care what nobody say. Because again, Mother Nature, universe, and that great divine is the epitome of integrity. So one has integrity deep within, brother or sister, male, female, young or older, family. Man, we'll connect to that divine force all day, every day, and we'll just elevate, get more power. Our discernment will heighten. Toxic things around us will be highlighted. We'll see things before it get to us. It's a wonderful space to be, but it takes work, and you have to stay at it and stay aware and be ready for when sometimes things will try to catch us off the left. I used to have this thing, don't be a sheeple, be a Neo. I put that in the description of my last podcast about what was the title of that? When we are still, we will begin to see what's real, and that's real talk, and that's still in the mind, body, and soul. That's why I got these 3 candles on my banner here. That's what this represents. It's a protection podcast of the mind, body, and soul, and the seeing, hearing, and feeling. You know, if you can protect those 6 things, one more thing, though, 7, the psyche. I call it the 7 senses. If you can filter and protect those 7 things, you tell me what can stop us on the outside. You'd be ready. You'd be almost like a superhero. Real talk. No, nothing is impossible unless we speak impossible things into our lives. No, I just, you get to a point, either awareness or age, brother or sister. You get to a certain point, you just going to do what we have to do righteously now without hurting ourselves or no one else. And just put it out there. Goals we want to make, things we want for our families or children. Just put it out there, and don't even think about it. Do what we got to do. And I always say that universe will just boom, out of nowhere. We'll get that blessing or that blessing. Again, some people say blessing, some people say blessing. But you put out that energy. It's not a matter of if. We're talking about positive, teaching, learning, growing, that type of energy. It will ultimately come back. And a lot of us have experienced it and are experiencing it, and I brought it up on the last podcast, but man, get to a space where we are a leader within ourselves, and then we teach others to be leaders themselves. And it's wonderful. And we build generals, and we just keep building. Real talk. So again, I want to get to this book session. Thank those that's been riding along with a brother and comment. I appreciate you. Salute to all the real, righteous, like-minded content creators out there that are not clout chasing. I see you. Thank you. I've learned from many, brother or sister, as well as one's family. Always remember the great things we have learned along the way that helped us. Whether it could be a child. We can learn things from children, because just as much as we teach children, we also learn stuff about ourselves. We can learn from them too, if we have our mind in a space of learning. And be careful of the things we don't need to hear. But again, that seeing, hearing, and feeling, we have to have that for our children too. And it's wonderful. It's like you feel this bond with these children, and they almost feel like your own children. Because I always say, all children are our children, because you never know what's going to come down the road. We never know, but that great divine knows. So that's that right there. Just something as simple as having or doing or making a positive act. Just something as simple as a positive word. Even that can form a positive ripple. That's why I would say righteous ripple effect. Small or big. Never look at what's in front of us, because we won't see what's beyond, if it's toxic. And, we never get stuck, think we're in a small space. Always think big, no matter where we are, in a righteous way, not arrogant or trying to overpower, undermine, or manipulate. All those are hindrances. Being sneaky, and all those are hindrances. This for my youth, we'll come back. But again, I love volunteering. It's like the more I do it, the more I want to get involved. When we finally do see what's going on, see what these teachers go through, it's unreal. It really is. Again, not every day is chaotic, but kids are going to be kids. These are children. You got the 9, between 9 and 12 maybe. Well, most of them are 10-year-old, 9 and 10. 4th graders. So, kids don't know how to deal with their emotions. They don't know why to get angry or feel a certain way. And they don't know how to deflect other kids when they're making fun of them. So that's why it's good to have us adults that we're there to guide them. And it's wonderful when I'm there, because like recently I broke up it wasn't necessarily a fight, excuse me. My son, Ethan, and another student had a little altercation, but I was there. It's just wonderful when we are there, when we can. As I like to say to parents, male or female, brother or sister, if you have kids in school, at least go once a week, at least, if you can't volunteer. Just show your presence once a week. It has a great effect. The 2 things it does when you pop up on your child at school once a month. It's unpredictable, and it kind of keeps the child in line, because they know you're going to come up there they never know when you're going to pop up. And when you do, it fills them with a sense of stability, and the other children too. And you have to show attention to the other children too, not just your kid, because that plays a part too. You have to, because kids do feel some kind of way, when they see a parent coming in for another child. So you got to spread that love, and you see it when you do. They light up. It's wonderful. That's why I say, even though we think a child is not listening, young brother or young sister, teach them anyway. Say it, get it in their subconscious. Speak it to them anyway. You can't let them being stubborn bother. We have to be the adult. Remember, they are the child. We are the adult. I kind of had to learn that, and overlook their behavior. We don't accept or condone their behavior, but we have to be dynamic. We have to be creative. We have to act like we don't see their behavior, because a lot of times that's all it is an attention. When you don't pay attention to what they're doing and focus on why they're behaving a certain way, young brother or young sister, then you get to the core, which can, it's like breaking through a wall almost. But when you get through that wall and you connect to them and they see that you care, and and you get to their heart, and then you speak to them and they remember you, because you'll know they remembered you the next time you see them. They'll look at you different. So I'm telling you, children have discernment too. They feel things too. They just don't know how to how to direct it and know how to deal with it. So that's when we come in. Teachers, volunteers, the principals, faculty. That's when we come in. Because the volunteers are the mediators. So when it gets a little much for the teacher, that's when we step in and kind of mediate, even out the lessen the stress. Because stress is a killer. Real talk. That's something I don't play with. Is stress. So we need to have less stress or no stress at all. When everybody locked in and working together, man, these schools are run like clockwork. Real talk. Every day isn't gonna be perfect, but we still, it'll ending up being a good day at least. We can have some good moments in there. We just gotta stay with it and know that these are just children, and we all have been children. So, all right, I just wanted to speak on a little bit of that, of volunteering. I'm gonna stay at it. I'm once a week right now. My vehicle is kind of shaky. It's not running real well. So I try to make it up there at least once a week, but I'll keep those posted that have been riding along. And salute again to the great content creators that have put in a lot of work, brother and sister and family, those who just trying to do right in life, and again, when we are righteous as we possibly can, the deep spiritual will come. I guarantee it. But we have to, go through the layers and the human errors and all the stuff to get to a righteous space. And that's for my generals who ride along. All right. Now, when I'm at this school and I get to the book session and the Contender, because I want to start back where I left off last time. But I just wanted to give a little briefing on volunteering in school. So, because I said I will keep those posted. All right. And I want to read a page I wrote. I got a book. I call it a book, as I said in the past. It's called Unlocking the Vault. And I'm up to page 43. And that's where, when I'm at the school volunteering, again, I'm a hall monitor, sit at my desk. I always kind of explain it. And that's where I do my writing. And it's real quiet in the hallway sometimes. And so that's when I do my writing and my thinking. And so I always like to share it. And that's the book I'm writing. Again, it's just a composition. I just call it a book. Page 43, Unlocking the Vault. And these were EBX thoughts. So let's have a meditative moment. My leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's go. All right. EBXCARES thoughts. Wake up every day and tell ourselves it's going to be a great day. This is called reinsured energy. It sets the tone for every morning and every day because it keeps us sharp, ready, and aware. Especially in these times, not everyone is on the same level. Some aware, some close, some don't have a clue. But one doesn't. Let me see. I want to read that. I kind of fumbled that. I'm going to read that again. Okay. Well, when we set that tone in the morning, because it keeps us sharp, ready, and aware, especially in these times. Not everyone is on the same level. Some aware, some close, some don't have a clue. But one doesn't make light of that, because I too have been in a place of not being aware of oneself took almost a lifetime, and I'm not lying when I say that, literally, for me to finally, emphasis on finally get it. Man, I mean, when I say get it, I mean just when we're doing the right thing, we're focusing on the right things, and we're indulging in the right things. But it could take a lifetime for some of us. Real talk. It's not an easy process for some of us to be true, to finally get to a space when we're true to oneself. All right. Now one wants to show and teach others, because that's what we're supposed to do, to be a leader and a strong and strong within. Like I said, teach others to be leaders themselves. Knowing oneself is the greatest divine gift. I didn't put that part on there. I just put greatest. Okay, being a leader. Now one wants to show and teach others to be a leader and strong within. Knowing oneself is the greatest gift that keeps on giving. Real talk, because it leads to so many things, and you don't carry around this guilt when you're doing the right thing. If you're not sneaky and manipulating and undermining, you don't have a lot of guilt and stress and all that. Even in the times when it's challenging, it's still, you won't it'll be little small errors here and there, but if you got a righteous heart deep within, you have nothing to worry about. Only those who are up to no good are in shame, guilt, and have things to worry about. Thus, politics, celebs, artists, so on and so forth. And I don't know what to say about these celebs. I just got to keep it real. I'm starting to become celebbed out. I am so sick of the same freaking stories with these damn celebs. I mean, good God, but I ain't gonna get into that, because that ain't what this podcast is about right now. And that's why I got these 3 candles on my banner here. These are the candles of protection. When you see 3 candles, that's what that means. I actually looked that up. Mind, body, and soul. See, hear, and feel, brothers and sisters. Filter out those things, and don't trauma bond with things. Research, observe, so we can learn and grow and sidestep the devil. And one more thing before I get to my book session here. The Contender. The devil has no power, only the power that we give it, because the devil can't operate without a host. Real talk. So if you give in to the devil, you're just fucking weak. Real talk. Keep it just like that, because I don't play with that great divine. Real talk. So, hey, you can try, I don't play with that force. That's one thing. I don't play with that great divine. I don't play with my life. I don't play with others' life. It's because it will come back. And anybody that think it won't, you're a damn fool. So just be right as we possibly can. All right, now I want to get to this book, my leaders and teachers, because I said I want to have book sessions. And again, this is episode 2. And I was reading a book called The Contender by Robert Lipsyte. And I left off, I was talking about how a guy that owned a gym, and I think it was D'Amato. He was a Italian guy, sound Italian. When he met Tyson and trained him and all that. So that was where I left off. It was about Tyson. And I'm gonna start back off when he said he was fighting with the faculty. I'm gonna start there. All right, here we go. Leaders and teachers, those who ride along. Salute my generals, brothers and sisters, family. All right. Remember, I started off where he was trying to get the kid. We know the kid was, we'll know who the kid is in a minute. That was beating up the faculty and working on the guards. All right, here we go. The book, The Contender. Here we go. There was a kid in the reform school. Remember, it was a juvenile correctional facility. All right. There was a kid in the reform school, 13 years old, 200 pounds. Remember, I said, whoa, that's solid. None of it fat. Whoa. Who had beaten up every other kid in the faculty. I thought that was funny. And had started working on the guards. Could Cuss, which was the guy that wanted to train the kid, could Cuss meet him, talk to him, maybe even train him, try to channel all that fury into the discipline of boxing. At first, Cuss, that was his name, the trainer, Cuss said no. But his old student, somebody else he trained, was persistent and said, man, you gotta train him. You gotta train him. This kid is, man, he gonna be something. All right. And he finally agreed to meet the kid, but no promises. The kid's name was Mike Tyson. Yeah. 200 pounds. I forgot about that Mike Tyson was 200 pounds then. 13 years old. Holy crap. All right. And back then, I thought he was sensitive and smart. More important, Mike and Cuss really hit it off. Cuss taught him to fight and eventually legally adopted him. Like I said, we know the Mike Tyson story. Mike trained to become a contender and then heavyweight champion, the youngest in history at 20 years old. But his story took a terrible turn. Just before Mike won the title, Cuss died, and without him, Mike spun out of control. Again, we know the Tyson story, but this is in the book. All right. He went to prison for 3 years. Afterward, during a championship fight, he bit off a piece of opponent's ear, and we know who that was. I tried to remember him as that sweet, troubled teenager rescued by Cuss. And this is the guy that wrote the book that's speaking. He's kind of like narrating. All right. Teenager rescued by Cuss. And I was glad that after years of psychological help and medication, he was able to grow into a loving husband and father. The Contender and Mike are the same. Let me see. The Contender and Mike are the same age. Now 50 and he seems to be in good shape these days. Now 50, seems to be all right, cool. A TV personality, a movie actor, even the recipient of an honorary university. Let's see. Decorate for overcoming obstacles. Wow. Let me see. I can't. Sometimes I can't pronounce some of these words. I'm gonna read that again. All right. He talking about Mike, and he seems to be a good shape these days. A TV personality, a movie actor, even the recipient of an honorary university decorate for. Let's say DOCTORATE. Decorate. I guess that's what I say. Decorate for overcoming obstacles. Doctorate. Okay. All right. Moving on. When I talk about the book at high schools, I usually talk about Mike too. Mostly recently on a wonderful day in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, April 5th, 2017, when eight students at Paisley High School threw a 50th birthday party for the Contender. They had spent a semester reading the book with their teacher, Bailey Alman Burr, college teacher. Professor Alan Brown of Wake Forest University, and a teacher in training, Wendell Dunn. There's a lot of names. Wendell Dunn, who happened to be a captain of the Wake Forest football team. At the party, each of the great eight read. At the party, each of the great eight read his favorite line from the book and talked about why it was important. They all seemed to agree that Mr. Donatelli's, that sounds Italian. I like these, some of these Italian names. I take it. Mr. Donatelli's line, it's the climbing that makes what? It's the climbing that makes the man. I know that's right. Getting to the top is an extra reward. Summed up the meaning of the book for them. That's dope. As a writer, I have never felt as thrilled as I was that day 50 years ago. My list of acknowledgments for the Contender was long. Parents, teachers, editors, friends, and it's made. What did it say? longer. Okay, it's way longer now. All right, wow. So he said Contender was long. Parents, teachers, editors, friends, and it's way longer now. But I need to add my thanks to those 8 readers: Corey Boston, Zion Snow, Javals Chambers, Ramley Washington, and Centrell Johnson. Let's see, Trail Beasley, Paris, London, and Avery Brown. Let's say Avery Brown. Yep, Avery Brown, for keeping alive the spirit of the kid coming up, the Contender. Keep reading and keep pushing and keep punching. Wow, I'm gonna stop right there. That was we probably about page 7. Oh, that's dope. Now forgive me for fumbling some of the words. Again, as I said on the last episode 1, about on my book session, reading is good. It's fundamental. It's good for the mind, body, and soul. You can look it up yourself, how important reading is. Again, it broadens our vocabulary. It broadens our mind. And we come into words that we don't normally use, like a cognitive. I still got to study that word. Like I said, I kind of know what that means. That was on the last episode that I did. And I want to study that word cognitive, because when we're aware of certain words, especially when it's pertaining to the body, it can help us, and again, it's good to know things and research and be a little knowledgeable, especially when it comes to the body. Again, I said this in the past. So when we go to doctors and stuff, we know what the hell they talking about. And they're not just throwing big ass words, we know what the hell it means. Ask questions. Don't just accept things, we got to stop being an accepting nature. You know what I'm saying? I heard a great brother say this recently. We got to fucking ask questions. We can be intelligent beings. It ain't always just books and educated. No, actually, the most humblest brother or sister or family member, righteous is. I'm telling you that catapult us is when we know we're wrong, and we don't think we know everything. I'm telling you, we'll flourish in this life. Always look to learn. Learning can be fun. Life don't always have to be this deep thing. It's fun learning things. It's just it always comes back to how we are as an individual, deep within. That's brother, sister, family member, generals, those who ride along. So those were some things I wanted to speak on. And again, I'll keep volunteering, and I just wanted to share the youthful voices, and so just take people inside what it's like, interacting with children, and how it can be. I don't like that word chaotic. Not chaotic. These are just children. Children are going to be children. Again, we have to teach them to master their emotions, and so they and know why they feel the things they feel and stuff like that. Get to the core and fix it. So they won't take it into their adulthood. That's stuff I tell some of them when I get a chance to speak to them. It's wonderful. Again, we learn from our children just as much as they learn from us. But never forget that we are the adult and they are the child. They got to know their place, and help them to enjoy their youth, and not move into adulthood so fast, because especially in these times with this social media, things coming at all angles, even adults, it's challenging for us sometimes. So we can imagine how challenging, how even that much more challenging it is for the children. So that's why I get involved. That's why I volunteer. It was a time when I wasn't aware, didn't really know the importance of being involved with our children. But when we finally are, and we're healthy, mind, body, and soul, and we're protected, like my 3 candles on my banner here. I always say call down that protection from that great divine for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become what? Our own worst enemy. And I haven't always been aware. It just things happen in our lives. My mom always say things happen for a reason, a divine reason. We in them spaces and we don't have our mind clouded down with BS. Man, we'll see some wonderful things in this life, in ourselves, our families, reachers and teachers in the world, online. They're out there. Again, I see a lot of Neos out there. That's my thing. I told my son, Lord Lamont, salute. I'm gonna start saying Neo. I see a lot of them out there. It's wonderful. And if you see Neos, you in the right space. Ask yourself, am I a Neo? What grabs our attention? What do we think about the most in our soul? What do we harbor the most? Because, as we all know, those who've been on this planet for a while, what we think about and harbor the most in our soul, like stuff that nobody else knows. Eventually, it will come out. And that's positive or negative. As I said before, a long time ago, there is a such thing as righteous karma. There is a such thing. We can put out righteous karma. But we already know the flip side. There's no getting away from that. I don't care how sneaky we think we are, because it's a rule I live by from that great divine, Mother Nature. They can be everywhere at once. So you ain't sneaking nothing. You might get away with it for a little while, but at some point, that toxic building, some always like to say, is gonna come crumbling down. But yeah, so hey, again, just start by having a right heart, and everything else will follow. Real talk, that great divine, it will come. So, but there was a few things I wanted to talk about. I want those to stay encouraged. I don't care where you are. If you think you're in a small space, big space, don't look at others, and, congratulate, salute those that have gotten to a success. You always got to remember the struggle a brother or a sister or family member may have been through or going through to get to a space they're in. That's why we got to stop that jealousy shit and envy bullshit. We don't know what brothers and sisters have been through to get to a space they're in, and it feels better when you have come through all the fires and you ain't hurt nobody, to get to a space, especially in our mind, because the body always follows the mind. So again, this is a protection candles on my banner for those who watch and those who my circle, family and children. This is my protection for anyone who listen or is in my circle. I call that protection on all of us, especially those who are righteous. Even those that might not be there aware. You got to get there. Do the best we can in our spaces we in, brother or sister, younger or older, family member, generals. All right, so this has been another book session, and I'll be back with the rest of Contender. I think that was either page 7 or 8. It's an interesting book. Again, forgive me for the fumbling and mispronunciation of the words, but that's why we learn, right? It's okay if we don't know something. That's what we study in that area we don't know. We get better, we become stronger and greater, and teach others to be leaders themselves. So that's what it's all about. So thank those for coming in to, I will say, another EBX discussion and or book session, and look for the father and son discussion, which will be coming soon, and music and just things to uplift us, and put a thought in our mind to catapult us to a great life, man. And so thank those for coming in, brother, sister, family member, general, man. May we all have peace wherever you are in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. Salute.
That's what I'm here to do. Yeah. To live me and you. Yeah. I don't want us to lose. Yeah. That's what I'm sent here to do. Great divine. Yeah, what I'm sent to do. Yeah. To live me and you. Brothers and sisters, what I'm sent to do. Yeah. I don't want us to lose. Yeah, I'ma stay up on this mic and I get that insight. And I'm never looking down, too busy looking to the sky. You know what I'ma make a see and a children, a family. I speak on these things, man, on every beat. And I never will be lost, and I never go off. I'm staying fierce and hard and never soft, but I stay calm. I'm not like Vietnam, never blowing up. Yeah, I'm thankful for my mom and my dad to make my love last. I'm so thankful for what I got and what I've had, and this is what I do. I'm sitting here to save you and lift you. That's what we must do. Make it through. Woo! Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here to do. Yeah, to lift me and you. Yeah, I don't want us to lose. Brothers and sisters, I'm sitting here to do. That's what I'm sitting here for. To lift me and you. Yeah, I don't want us to lose. And my family too. Brothers and sisters, we gotta stay fierce. Make sure that we here. Ain't got no time to be sad or shed no tears. But if we do cry, it'll be okay. I'ma give it that truth. Don't lie, be pure and say the word with me, all up in my soul. This is how we see, and we stay up on the go, and we stay up on the toes. EBXCARES, yeah, I got that love, and I'm spreading it everywhere. I'm here to send here good news. Yeah, cause I don't want us to lose. That's what I'm sent here to do. Thinking that great divine